So they actually go to bed very early. They wake up early because they go downtown to school, and I live in Mississauga. So one of the key things that my wife and I decided early on in our life with kids was that we were going to get rid of them early in the evening. We had time to ourselves, and it's been one of the best decisions. I swear by it. Like, if you can make it so that the routine is that your kids go off to bed early, and the kids won't go to sleep. Don't get me wrong; nobody's going to sleep at 7:30, but they're in their beds and in their rooms, and then they pretend that they're sleeping, and we pretend that they're sleeping. And questions?
What's a typical Tuesday like?
What's a typical Tuesday like? Typical. Did you pick Tuesday for any reason, or?
It's an ordinary weekday.
Ordinary weekday. So an ordinary weekday for me is I wake up, I do my prayer. I basically go midway through my prayer and do a first round of waking up children. So at 6 o'clock, I wake everybody up. My wife is usually still asleep at that point, so I'll wake my wife up at that point as well. Then I get 9 kids fed and ready while my wife gets herself ready, which takes probably from 6:15 till 6:45, like that. And don't get me wrong, it's not me, like, here, this, whatever. Like a 12-year-old will take care of a 2-year-old. A 6-year-old will pour their own Cheerios and eat it with milk without making a mess. Generally. Right? Of course, it doesn't have home. Anyway, so then my wife actually drives them to school downtown. So they get in a 12-passenger van, which we have, and they go downtown. She drops the kids off at the 2 schools, which are very close to each other, Hawthorne and Northmount. She then goes to Mass with the other children. I go to Mass at 7:30, close by my work, and then I go to work for 8 o'clock with the day. At lunch, I generally go to work out, although on Tuesday I don't. And then basically, by the time I get home from work, kids are home from school. They get home around 4 o'clock. We generally eat early dinner, so my wife has dinner ready when I get home. Generally
6 o'clock.
5:36, yeah. We eat dinner. And then kids do homework and they practice piano. And by about 7:30, whatnot, I give the little kids baths and stuff every second night or so. So I think Tuesday is a bath day. If my wife is watching, Tuesday is a bath day. And then pretty much they go to bed. The older ones stay up a little bit later, 8, 8:30. Then they start thinking about going to bed, and we encourage that. And then I have about an hour and a bit with my wife to chat about what the heck's going on Wednesdays. So
you talked a lot about like fitting everything in. Is there anything that you've had to cut out, or anything you don't get to do?
yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I think one of the main ideas behind having a focus on, again, I'm going to try and keep it simple. This is what I say, getting to have one of the simplicities of that is that there's a lot of other things that we do that maybe don't have any bearing on that one way or the other. Not good, not bad, but sometimes don't have any attachment, don't have any sort of link to helping me there or not helping me. I don't watch a lot of TV, so I have no clue who's on Survivor or who is on the American Idol finals, or if the Montreal Canadiens are in Game 7. So I don't spend a lot of time doing that kind of stuff. Would I like to? Absolutely. I love movies. I love watching sports. I played football at U of T here in the years where we actually won football games, and which is dating me, I know, but I'd love to sit down on a Sunday and watch, 3 games of NFL football that are on. I don't generally get to do that, so there are definitely things that you give up. I mean, I used to play soccer and a men's league and whatnot. And again, it was good exercise, but the demands of the family came ahead of that, and there were certain things that just, couldn't be fit in. I don't spend a lot of time playing pool or drinking beer with my buddies, although, both are attractive activities. So, for sure, I would say absolutely, and anybody that has been married or has a demanding job or, wants to get in shape or wants to do anything that, they put in front of themselves, regardless of whether the idea is sanctifying one's life or not, they're going to give up certain things. If you want to get to the Olympics, well, it's going to be things that are going to demand sacrifice. So anything worth seeking in the end, anybody that's going to school, or has gone to university, you give up certain things. Whether it be going out with your buddies drinking the night before an exam, or going out and playing soccer that day that you had something else that you had to do. Anybody that's had a girlfriend has given up certain things. And I think the greatest thing on earth is the fact that we have time. That nothing just happens right away. We're when you start marriage or when you are courting, we're basically selfish, right? Like basically everything's mine. I do what I do. I have what I have. These are my things. I do that, and I think as you start to get more serious with somebody, you learn to sacrifice things for the other person, right? Does that answer what you're asking? Yeah. I would add this though. I don't miss those things. People always ask. One of the greatest questions that I always get is, "You have 10 kids? Oh wow, is that it? Is that it?" If I had 3 or 2 and even 4, is that it? Okay, I get it. I get the question. I got 10, man. I'm already psychotic. I'm already psycho, right? So why 10? Why not 11? Why not 12? They come one at a time is what I tell people. Because if they came all at once, I feel sorry for the people that have octopuses or something. It's nah, forget it. That would be impossible. Those people they're done. And basically, unless you have a huge support system, the whole town comes out. But, so the fact that they come one at a time, and the fact that you should really be only married to one person makes a whole lot of sense.
Two questions.
Sure.
What would you say to the people who work in some kind of industries that with the standards of working over hours, weekends, and everything, they say they have no chance to pray because they work too long, or they have no chance to take care of kids because they work. They have to. They say they have to, right? That would be my first question. They have to.
Okay, so my gut reaction would be find another career. Because if you can't develop, if the career that you have is basically dehumanizing, which if you're working 80 hours a week, every week, week in, week out for no benefit other than the accumulation of wealth or to somehow get ahead, whatever that means for the person doing it, then it's pretty tough. I'm not saying that it's impossible. I think that people have very demanding jobs that can fit those things into certain parts of what they do, and